So we are live. I just want to make sure that this is populated to both places like it should be. So give me 1 second and we will jump in. Okay, perfect. All right, so welcome everyone. We have Sean Scott here today, and we're going to chat about, I'm sure you've seen the title of all this and you know exactly what we're going to go through, which is amazing. And so I'm super stoked to do this with Sean. Sean has been a huge person in PowerPath and is just crushing it. So we're going to go through some stuff with Sean today and really see and experience like his journey. He signed 3 deals in 2 weeks. A lot of people are just starting out. A lot of people are struggling to really move the needle. So without further ado, Sean, you're here. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on, brother? I'm grateful to be here, man. Excited.
Good, good. Well, I love to have you here. So is there anything, let's see, before we kick it off, is there anything that when we talked about doing this, is there anything that just like really came to mind for you? Like anything that you just absolutely wanted to talk about, anything you absolutely wanted to see when you started, maybe you want something?
I would say this, man. I mean, when we talked about this, you and I have been talking for a while, and as I got into PowerPath, it really became clear on my goals and ultimately being able to get done sharing this with you and now getting to share this with other people. That's my heart. And I want to see other people win, and I want to be able to make sure that they know that, you're helping me and want to help so many other people. Your heart is there. What you understand is there, mindset, all the things that really matter about building a business. So I'm excited to be able to share that any way that I can to encourage some other people. I'm one of those guys, literally, if I can do it, you can freaking do it. You know what I mean? There's no doubt.
Well, let me make sure something. I mean, I'm with you. Like, I know you like absolutely love helping people. And that is very apparent as I work with you. I just want to make sure that the link in the event is correct. So, okay, let's see here. Okay, I believe it's right. So, all right, sweet. So here we go. So we'll go through it. So if you don't know me, I'm 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗆. Just very, very quick. We have Cherokee Rose Homes we manage in the North Georgia area. We also have the hotel, the Mallard Hotel in Tennessee that we own and operate. We've got about 24 listings, and we've got a few more in the works, a few more coming on, a few more signed on right now. Me and Allie, my wife Allie, we have done this for years. And we've really grown it to something that provides us time to be able to do stuff like this and teach other people and show other people what's possible. So without further ado, who is Sean Scott? So you wanna tell us a little bit about yourself? You got a picture of you and your beautiful wife here. You want to kind of talk us through who you are and what you've done and where you've come from?
Yeah, man. Just to kind of go through a little bit. I mean, I don't want to dive too deep. I was born in, but let's just go into. I graduated in 1991. I went to jail when I was 21. That was now 1995 is when I came out and I started to sell cars. I've always been people friendly and always wanted to be able to do that. Kind of was a good mix to be able to get into selling cars. I've been in sales ever since. I really kind of moved into, I would say, a sales professional at 2006. That's when I started working for a company called 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏. We were selling iPods when they first came out overseas, on a monthly basis. It was kind of cool. We were selling digital cameras as digital cameras were making a huge run. That was a big thing. That's when I really started to read books and started to get a mindset of, you can't just use the things that you know and expect to do great. You've got to really improve yourself. You know what I mean? In order to be a professional. So that was really what happened. 2008, I got my first 3-family, which, of course, was the worst time in the world to buy anything. I bought it at $330,000. You know what I mean? And in 2010, I ended that with a bankruptcy, which was pretty tough at that time. You know, that's literally, I was 37 when I went through that, so I almost had to rebuild myself again, which took a little bit of time, quite honestly, and my confidence was shot. You know what I mean? It was tough, but I started selling cars again, as a matter of fact. But 2017 is when I left working for somebody else, going to an office, and started work at home, and really kind of developed that, I would say, entrepreneur spirit that I've had since I was 17. You know what I mean? And trying to figure things out. I got into trouble when I was 17. You know what I mean? Doing the wrong things. But I had an entrepreneur spirit, you know what I mean, of wanting to do it. And that's kind of what happened. I started a business. I got some partners, which was a disaster. Very, very difficult going through partnerships. So that was really, really tough. And then that's when I started to do, you know, high ticket coaching sales. I started to do digital marketing. That was the big thing that I did. Actually helped about 900 plus people over 3 years get into that market and understand and learn about digital marketing. At 2019, that was a big deal. 2023, I got introduced into short-term rentals and started to, you know, think about real estate more, and you know what I mean, all those things, which really was great for me. You and I both know about awareness. You know, my awareness started to expand at that point, and I really wanted to do it. But I also was selling that as well, like teaching it how to do it. You know what I mean, and not actually doing it because I was all involved with the sales part of it. Well, 2024 is when things really made a big shift for me. I got back on track. And ultimately got with you, you know what I mean? Really got clear on my goals. I was dabbling, making some calls to people, but nothing really serious until August. And that's when I got those 3 people. I didn't get them. I helped 3 people, you know what I mean, get started. We got bookings on 2 of them now, and 1 starts October 11th.
Sweet. Sweet. I love it, dude. I love it. And we're going to go into the 3 different deals that he's got, how he got them, some different methods, you know, struggles, that kind of thing. So let's see. When we met, what did we meet? About a year ago?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So about a year ago, that's when you were like, you got introduced, not because of me, but just in general, like about the time that you got introduced to STRs, short-term rentals. I'm just curious because I know what you were doing when you were introduced to them. Did you ever think that you would be managing them?
I wanted to. You know, I also am involved in creative finance. So I had a really weird, like, teetering balance. I had 3 takens, so that I had 3 properties under contract last year. So I was really involved with that and excited about this. And you know, getting around the right people is a big deal. Like being around, as soon as I met you, I was like, I love this guy. You know what I mean? Like instant, you know what I mean?
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding.
Playing it, brother. I know. I hear you, man. And, you know, that was just a big thing for me. And then I started to really fall in love with this whole idea more, and actually tore me from, you know, creative finance for a little bit, which now I'm balancing and doing both of them. So getting this, you know, going, and it's like you said, did I ever see myself as managing them? Yeah, I freaking wanted to, but I just wasn't really serious until the last few months. You know what I mean? And quite honestly, until last month, in the beginning of August, I just started to know this is what I was going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For once, like I knew it. And then that's when it started to happen.
I got you. Okay. Is there anything else you want to throw out there before we move on?
I think as far as you know, my journey is concerned, it's been a lot of ups and downs, and you know, like I said, I literally put down here from 1995, you know what I mean? Just to give an understanding that, hey, this has been a process. This is a lifetime, you know what I mean? And for me, I've got a lot of ups and downs, a lot of failures, a big failure. You know, some people never come from bankruptcy, man. It just cripples them forever. You know what I mean? And I didn't let that happen. Not to toot my own horn, but I'll never stop. You know what I mean? And I just keep on learning, keep getting around the right people, and really working on my mindset, I think, is the number one thing that I've been focused on doing, and it's really what's helped me to get to where I am now.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So when you got started, and this is a very common thing that we see like across the board, like when you first get started on, like, you make the decision that I'm going to manage for somebody else, you're going to start a co-hosting company, you want to make some extra money. There's always like the common problems, if you will, and the struggles. And one of the biggest ones is lack of motivation. So did you experience any lack of motivation like when you started?
You know, that's a really good question. I mean, when it comes to lack of motivation, like I feel like I've always been motivated, but it's about getting clear on what you want to do. And I think that had stopped me in my motivation on knowing, okay, do I want to go this way or this way? You know, when I do both type of a thing, and it really crippled me for a while until I got truly clear on what it is that I want to do. You and I talked about why, and all these things really matter. So I think that also has that also, when you don't have that, it does affect your confidence. I've always considered myself a confident guy, but if you don't know what you're talking about, you know what I mean? You don't want to make phone calls. You don't talk to people that you don't even know what the frick hell you're talking about. But you can get confidence first, like we've talked about it. And it looks like we're going.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we'll kind of look at how you overcome some of these in just a second. But like moving from motivation, so getting clear on like the why, right?
Yes.
And the next biggest thing, and I have this conversation all the time, like all the time, is people get started and they're like, well, I just don't have the experience. Like, I don't know about this and I don't know about that. And like, you're never going to know everything ever. I don't know everything. I've been doing this a while. I still don't know everything. But when people go, they're like, well, I don't know what to say to a homeowner. I don't know what to say here. And I don't know what to say. You're not. And I just want to be very, very clear for everybody who's doing this, everybody who's watching this. You're not going to build experience. You're going to build the confidence that you can have with a homeowner, that you can have with a cleaner, to say, hey, I'm taking on new properties. If you've got anybody that is looking for you to manage or somebody else to manage, like, you're not building the experience. That's what people think, that they're wanting to build the experience. They get a couple of properties and, oh yeah, that I know everything. You're just building the confidence to be able to have the conversation. You know, after that, yes, there's information and, course material and all that kind of stuff, but you're really just building the confidence. And I want to be very, very clear, because that's where a lot of people get kind of mixed up, and then they kind of start doubting themselves and like, well, I can't do this because I don't have the experience. Oh, well, you already have a listing, or you have 20, or you have 50, or you have 70, or whatever. Like, it's a confidence thing. We were on a call yesterday in the group, and Jill's got 70, right? She has 70 properties. Her confidence level is like way higher than everybody else that has less than 5 or 10, right? But as you grow, like, she still doesn't know everything. She has a way that she does her business and that she says yes, no, maybe. But if she encounters a weird situation, that experience isn't going to help her, because she's never been through that before. It's the confidence that helps her. And she's killing it. She's absolutely killing it. So
yeah.
I want to be very clear on that one. And then, of course, we kind of get to the lack of information, where people think it kind of flows to, right? Like, well, I don't have the experience. I don't have the answers for this. And it kind of flows to the lack of information. And I would, since you're, I don't want to say you're fresh, but like, since you're so early in your journey, I just want to hear from you as far as lack of information. So before you open the box, you just see like management, right? Like, you just see like STR management. But once you open the box and you start diving in and you start like kind of seeing what's out there. You kind of build the awareness. Like, what do you think coming into it? You're like, well, I don't know X, Y, and Z, so I can't do this. Then you open the box and then you found out X, Y, and Z, and you said, okay, I can do this. Like, what do you think was a big shift for you going through that?
No, good question for sure. So for me, you know, I was doing a lot of second guessing, and I think that I've had being in sales and all these other things that I've done, you kind of like start to, put everything in, let's even just say in a box, that this is kind of what I know, this is how I do it. And if you're being told something different, it's hard to accept that and move forward with it, where it literally stops you from taking action because you're just second guessing and like, oh, I just don't know enough, and it messes with your confidence. All these things matter so much. The way that you put this together, is absolutely the truth. The lack of information. Like, I just had a great call yesterday with somebody who I spoke to like 3 months ago, and I flunked the thing all up. So I didn't call her again. I freaking I've been, I talked about this yesterday too. I definitely am fixing the plane as I'm flying it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's what you got to do. You got to take off and start freaking fixing it as you go. You know what I mean? But it's okay. And when it comes to, that conversation I had with her yesterday, I was like, yeah, we spoke, it's Sean with 5 Star Stays. We spoke a month or so ago, and, and she's like, oh, okay. And like gave me the time to be able to explain to her about, what's going on with her management, you know what I mean? And how much and the conversation was so different, you know what I mean? Because I've taken the action. You've been building the confidence, and I'm still building it, believe me. But ultimately, I've had conversations. I do know what it's like now. I do have bookings on a property. And I think that when you get this started, all of us don't want to let people down. If you're going to be a property manager, you're responsible for somebody's income, their livelihood. You know what I mean? And that's a little bit scary, that it's like, who the hell am I to go do that? You know what I mean? But I know that we've got all the information that we need. Now it's a matter of applying it. And there's so much tech help out there, but nothing compares to being in a community with people like Jill, you know what I mean, that you can talk to and ultimately be able to understand that, that she does things a little bit differently. You know what I mean? She brings something different than anybody else. Ultimately, we're all in it together. And that community has really built my confidence, helped me, you know what I mean, to ask questions. I mean, I'm not afraid to ask questions, you know what I mean? But ultimately, that's what you got to do. Yeah. You got to dig in. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I have a notification that I have a couple of comments, but I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Give me 1 second before we move on.
Of course, brother.
Where's it at? I see that we have some questions, but I can't tell you where they're at because I don't see them populated in StreamYard. There's a delay into StreamYard, so just FYI for people who are writing anything. Maybe not. Okay. Anyways, so let's go. We pretty much dove straight into this. Remembering the why. So overcoming your lack of motivation, right? Like, what is your why? I'm just curious.
For me, I mean, I'm 51 now. I've got grandkids. I mean, I'm really seeing this as, let me be an example to my family of what's possible and what you can do, and ultimately being able to, help my wife be able to retire, never have to work again. I'm doing this with my son right now, which that honestly was, I think, the thing that really catapulted me to want to do this more was having my son, my family, you know what I mean, involved with me. So it's now we're building a business together, in order to be able to retire my wife, to teach my grandkids, like it's a legacy thing, and being able to be free, man. Like I've never been a good employee, man. I've always been like, we can do this better. I think there's this, you know what I mean? I always thought like that. And that kind of has hindered me, even in this, you know what I mean? Of always trying to, I think we get a little bit better. I think this is just follow the process that's already working. You know what I mean? But my why is really about creating a legacy, being free from ever having to work for somebody else. And I want to do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it, however I want to freaking do it. I want to travel. You know, when I want to go, I want to go. And I want to go in first class. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of stuff I'm working on. Long why. But I got a gold card right there that kind of.
I hope you have a gold card sitting over there.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So, okay, so I love that. I love the. I mean, you have to know what your why is. There's no question. I want to know, and I know you're in a couple of different communities, but like in PowerPath, and I love the conversation, the call we had yesterday. The call we had yesterday, like as you build the confidence. So the call we had yesterday in PowerPath was very much in the depths of the different business models that you can have, right? Simple as remitting taxes. And that was a huge thing that we talked about yesterday. But seeing like Jill at 70 doesn't remit taxes for her owners. That's in her market. That's the way she's run her business. That's her clientele she works with. And then our market, we remit taxes, right? So, and a lot of people kind of start and they're like, well, I don't know what I have to do. I don't know what I can do. Like, here is an open, like, we're just taking the blanket off and we're showing you that there's different avenues and different things you can decide to do in your business. There's not a one way to do it kind of thing. And I think it's very important that people see that and people do that and people hear that. So, and that helps you in turn build the confidence of what you're doing. So I would say, like, other than, of course, because that was probably the best call we've had in a like period. That was an amazing call. Other than that, like other ways to build the confidence, what would you say is, yes, involved in a community, but like what are other ways that you build your confidence?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, for me, it's definitely, you know, reading books like Think and Grow Rich. It's being involved in the community and hearing other people, writing down my goals, you know what I mean, on a daily basis, auto suggestion. I mean, there's so many things that I've learned being around you and, you know, some mentors that we both know. I've really committed to being the best that I can be. And I feel like I've been missing these parts about, you know, mindset, being confident, you know, that you can stand on these truths. And really, you know, that's the mindset factor for me has truly been, I would say, the secret. You know, it's easy for me to talk to people. It's always been easy for me to talk to people. I go in a, you know, group of people. I don't care, man. I'm good. You know what I mean? But taking the action to be able to build a business and learn that, get that confidence again, especially after you fall down several times. You know what I mean? You just keep getting back up. And that's really been a big thing for me is staying focused on my mindset and really learning. You've got incredible videos that, you know, you can watch. If you don't know something, go look at it. Like, we've got that information in there that you provided. I mean, there's the information is never the problem. It really is about taking action and believing that you can get it done. I think that's the number one thing personally.
100% agree. I think a big one is just reps. Like, to build confidence, it's just reps. Just take action, do it again, and do it again, and do it again. I think that's a huge one. So,
you know,
so like information, you kind of touched on that. Like any kind of course material, yes, there's how-to stuff out there. You could get a ton of how-to stuff for free on YouTube, but are you actually applying it? And listening to other, like getting around other people. So like kind of goes back to a community, find a community, listening to others' experiences in their journey. So just like we're doing here, like having a community like this, or like the call that we were on yesterday was amazing. So just being around those people and seeing how they're dealing with certain situations that you either have encountered, you're going to encounter, you know, ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So it's huge for me. Like, community is huge, no doubt, no question. The why is bigger. Like, knowing your why is way bigger. But so, all right, so let's dive into it. So you've got 3 deals that you signed in 2 weeks. I want to dissect them. So let's talk about deal number 1. Okay. And you and I have talked about this, I know. But this is your first deal that's signed, right? This is the first deal that you've had, that you got.
Yep.
This is an actual picture of your listing hosted by 5-Star Stays. Remember, that's Sean's company. It was on page 3. So 5-Star Stays. It is a new listing, so we're not BSing. You got 1 review. Let's see. So let's talk about this for a second. So your method on how you got this deal, what did that look like?
Yeah, so direct to owner. As a matter of fact, like I was talking about my son, he went in and he really started to find, you know, owners that had a management company, whatever that was. And we really started to check with, okay, this person is, you know, a 4-star, 4.2, 4.4, whatever it was. And quite honestly, this particular one was a 4.2, you know, and as I talked to him, you know, there was just a huge lack of communication, the manager. So he was, you know, the cleaning wasn't getting done properly. This is a freaking beautiful place, man. You know what I mean? It's also older. You know what I mean? I think it's in the 50s is when this was built. Like, you can't even build a house like this up here anymore on the water like that. Like that freaking cement on the bottom is on the water. Like, it's in the water. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So I love this place, man. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, I want this place. Like, what do I need to do? And called the guy, no answers, you know what I mean? And kept calling. And finally, you know, we had a conversation and we really just, you know, I would say cut it off. I think he's, I don't know, he may be like a CIA guy. I'm not really sure. I think he's hard to get in touch with, which was tough. But, you know, staying in the mindset, working through this with you and all these kind of things is what really helped close it and get that first onboarding fee, which allowed us to put it right on. I think this one's already done over $6,000.
Sweet.
So it's for over $6,000. It hasn't already done it. We've only had 1 guest, which was a 5-star review, which, you know, thank God, man. I'm excited.
So I think it's very interesting to note, this is your first signed deal. And you charged an onboard fee.
Yes.
I think that is. I didn't charge an onboard fee for the first 12. I didn't know anything about it. I had no idea that an onboard fee was a thing. Didn't have any awareness for it. Had no idea. And then we started charging it. And we started at 500. And then we went to 1,000. I think we're going to be pushing ours a little higher now after our call yesterday. I'm testing the limits on myself over here. So I'm testing the limits on all you guys. I'm going to push myself as well. So I love the fact that you charged an onboard fee for this right out the gate. Like, I think that is amazing. Struggles. What kind of struggles did you have with this guy?
I mean, like, I put on here follow-ups, and, you know, like I said, he literally would not answer me for a couple of weeks at a time. Mm-hmm. Like, this is one of those things that, you know, I wouldn't say that it's a, you know, an expectation, because I don't want to set that up for myself that, you know, it may take a long time, because my next one was 2 weeks. You know what I mean? That we got the payment and all that stuff. He's ready to go. But it was the follow-up, man. It was really like staying with him. I knew that he needed our help, and being able to do that, you know, he balked at the $1,000 to begin with, and, you know, but we got it all. You know what I mean? And now he's pretty damn happy that he said yes to us.
Good. So how did you overcome the fact that he wouldn't answer your phone?
100%. Just staying on it. You know, being in sales, you know, since I was 19 years old, it was a very little follow-up for me. It was kind of like when I was selling cars, you know, if you sold it, now, or if the person was like, hey, call me back, you know what I mean, next week or whatever, they really meant it, I would do that. But calling people to freaking stay on them for birthdays and stuff, that ain't me, dude. Like, I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? And then getting on the phones in 2017, you know, that's kind of like a one call close thing. You're on the phone. If they don't buy, okay, they're not buying. It's like a, you know, very, very low percentage of people that are going to buy after they say no on the phone. So follow up was not a really good thing for me. Not definitely a skill set that I've been working on now. Not that I've been working on before this, but now I am. And it's like, okay, I'm building this business. You know what I mean? I have to stay following up with these guys. And taking that action and honestly having the mindset that this guy's closing with me. I'm going to help him. This is my property. You know what I mean? Seeing it like I knew this was mine.
Yep.
Obviously, it's his, but it's mine in our portfolio.
You treat it like it's yours. Well, you treat it like it's yours. Like when we run these things, we act like the cabin or the house or the apartment or whatever is ours.
Absolutely.
Treat it that way. I love it. Okay. So let's go to the second one. So I love this house as well. I mean, you could tell it's older, but I love the lake. I love houses being on the lake. Yeah, so deal number 2. Okay. So you signed deal number 2, and all of these were like signed and everything in 2 weeks. So deal number 2, this is the one that we went on the call the other day, and we changed some stuff up, and you had 2 bookings in like 12 hours or something, and then you got another booking. You text me last night that you got another booking, and we just had this rearranged with no bookings or anything. So let's talk about this. So how did you find this deal?
Same. My son got in, you know what I mean, was doing all these leads literally came from my son. He's helping to set all the stuff up in the background, and I'm the, you know, client manager. Basically, I'm talking to people, handling the follow-up, doing all that kind of stuff, but he's the one that found them. This was another direct to owner. He was, I think he was a 4.35 or something like that. Just same thing. Big problems with the manager, very unsatisfied with them. Also kind of scared to go somewhere else because he thought that was really kind of all there was. You know what I mean? Is this big management company. But I was like, no, man, we'll help you, you know? And ultimately that's really where we took this one over, and, you know, it's been good, I would say now, but we had it on since we took it in the end of August. So like 3 weeks ago was running. We didn't get one booking on it. So we reset it. I told you that I already reset it. You're like, well, you don't need to do that. And then your, information and everything to be able to help with changing the picture on there, because it's a mobile home, you know, and you said that, and it was like, people aren't even looking at it, man. It's a mobile home. They don't even know what you got. Right. If that's the first picture you send them. So I changed that. I changed the title. You know, I can't even remember what we had for a title, but I went to 𝗙liche Arcade.
It was 5 minutes from North Conway. That's what you had.
Yeah, right. And it was like, Sean, nobody's going to be checking that out or anything. And literally and I told Nick again, another mindset factor. This is a big thing, man. Like it really is a big thing. When we changed this and put it up, I said to Nick, 24 hours, man, we're going to have this booked. And it's just going to keep booking. I didn't know we were going to get 3 in 24 hours. Well, that was pretty sweet, man. Really excited. I messaged the owner. You know, he was like, hell yeah, let's go. So he's all excited. It's great, man. It really is.
Okay, so when you swapped with this guy, or the owner, girl or guy, whatever, when you swapped and you took over for them, what did you? So first of all, let's talk about onboard fees. So you charged $1,000, but you included the camera and the log.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So for anybody watching this, I don't support that whatsoever. I don't support spending anything out of your onboard fee. It is for your time. It is not for you to go buy everything else. If you need to include to purchase something else, then I either bill back the homeowner or we mark it up if you need to. But I don't support having the camera, and Sean knows this. I don't support it. But he did it. And so you think, you know, the camera on the lock, you have $400 or $500 in, you still netted $500 on onboard fee, you still collected money, you still got the winning feeling. So I'm not going to harp on you too bad about that. But struggles with this particular owner. What did you struggle with on getting them to sign?
So this particular one, a tree fell through it when we had first talked, and he was in the middle of being able to have it, you know, redone. The contractor was taking a long time. He wanted to meet me face to face. This is a couple hours away from me, you know, so I was trying to set that up, but he had the contractor going. So it was really just kind of staying with him that I was here to help. You know what I mean? And ultimately that that mindset of wanting to be there to help, understanding his situation, rather than another notch in my belt, I really kind of focused on how do I help this. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to help him. He needs our help, and I know I can help him. And that, I think that really kind of changed it. Kind of goes back into mindset again. You know what I mean? That it was like, okay, I need to shift this. So how can I help this guy out? And not, you know, my goals are important to me, and I have timelines on my goals. And this guy's screwing up my timeline right now. But changing that mindset to being able to serve is what literally boom, 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 it all kind of came in. You know what I mean? That it's pretty powerful. So it all happened in 3 days, actually.
So
you'll see that.
I didn't realize it was only in 3 days. So what I think is a very common struggle is getting the homeowner to call you back. Like, they said yes, you sent them a contract, they haven't signed it, you're playing this limbo, you don't understand what's going on, you're being very urgent. This is very important. You're growing your business, and you are waiting for somebody to say, yes, sign, pay, you list, so you can start making more money. That's what your goal is. Your goal is only for yourself, usually, for yourself to grow your company. Then you have this homeowner that is going through a totally different life than what you're experiencing. They could be scarce. They could be super busy. They could not care about the house to a point where they're just like on their own timeline. So like you have these two worlds going back, like back and forth, and every once in a while they'll intersect. Like you get them on the phone, those two worlds intersect. They read an email that you just sent, they intersect. They sign a contract, they intersect. But you're growing your business and you're dealing with other homeowners and all this other stuff. And they're dealing with their family and their job and their W-2s and their businesses and all this stuff. And every once in a while, you mesh. So understanding that that's how it works can help you get through the urgency of somebody else. So I know we talked about this. Action and mindset is how you overcame it, right? Understanding his situation and focusing on serving him. So you go from call me, sign the contract. I can't get started without you because you're stopping me, to understanding that there is something at play behind the closed door for your client. Maybe it's a bunch of football games for their kids every night.
Yeah.
Or they're W-2, like maybe they're a bookkeeper or they're a lawyer and they're going through a really heavy case. Or they're a bookkeeper and it's end of month. And they're a CPA and it's end of month or whatever. And their job that makes them money and puts food on their table has nothing to do with you. So understanding that you are there to just support them and help them take this load off so you can do your job. You absolutely need them at some point. But understanding that it does not revolve around you. And understanding that you are there to serve them and you are there to make it easier for them. When you change your mindset to that, your conversations come across a little differently. You figure out other things to say to them. Hey, I know this thing has been a struggle. I want this to be as seamless as possible for you. I can't get started unless we have the contract signed. Oh, shoot, I forgot I didn't sign it. Yes, I want you to take this on right now. What else do I need to do? Because on their end, they don't know about all the work that goes into this. They're just like, yeah, list it on Airbnb and move on.
Right.
So I think that's very important. It goes back to mindset, like what we talked about. But it's very important for people to understand that, because you shifted and in 3 days you had them sign and pay you, right?
Yeah.
So not getting to get, but getting to give. Changing that whole mindset. I love it. It's just, we all have the how-tos in front of us all the time. They're always there.
Yeah.
It's like you have 10 realtors in the same office, in the same market. Literally in the same office. They're all sitting next to each other, but you have 10 different outcomes from 10 different realtors. They all have the same resources, but they all have a different mindset. So
true.
Anything else you want to say about this listing? Oh, you did struggle with this. We did throw it on a call. You were not booking it whatsoever, right? And then you delisted it, relisted it, threw it on the call. We changed. We dissected this thing on the call. We talked title. It's all presentation. Title, pictures, if your calendar's open, and your copy. Your copy looked great. Your calendar looks just fine. Your pricing was potential issue. So you changed presentation. You changed a little bit on the pricing and the title, and you're booking like this. So
just like that. 3.
Yep. I love it.
Like, hell yeah.
I love it. So let's jump into deal 3, because we are coming up on the hour mark here in about 15 minutes. So deal number 3, this is, again, your deal. This is your property hosted by 5-star Stays. So this isn't BS. It's a new property because you just listed it. There's no reviews because you just listed it, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yep. So I've got it listed now, open for October 11th is when I'm able to actually start it, because that's right. Contract with their other manager. But he paid me that, 25. You'll see it in a minute.
Yeah.
When I mean that $2,500. I haven't even talked to him for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And now,
So how'd you find this guy?
Same exact thing. Nick was, we were able to find that he was truly struggling with another beautiful place. It needs some updates, but it's a beautiful place. It actually has 2 hot tubs on it. There's 2 locations with it. So we're, again, super excited about this, and when I called him, that was such a different conversation. Now I'd already had a few other conversations too. You know what I mean? So when I called him, literally at the beginning of August, he was, he signed, or I don't know, the first week of August, something like that. He signed and paid, you know what I mean, within 24 hours. And that was kind of, all 3 of these went boom, boom, boom.
Nice. I love it. So
me too.
You can't book it until October.
Right.
And it is important, and we'll see in a second, it is important to take an onboard fee, because you are not going to get paid off of booking revenue until November.
Right.
So it's important to note it. It's important to know that you get the listing, and that's great, but you're not going to make any money until November. That's why we take an onboard fee. And this is brand new to a lot of people as an onboard fee. What the hell is an onboard fee? It's a lot of work to launch this listing. It costs you money to launch this listing. You got PMS fees, Price Labs fees, guest view guide or guest books. What else? If you choose Minute, if you don't choose Minute, there's these door locks, all of this stuff costs money. So if you don't take an onboard fee, you are technically in the hole until you get paid on the first booking.
Yeah.
So, and we don't get paid until the month after, right? You have to consolidate the month and then you get paid. So understanding that an onboard fee is income and it helps you get to your first paycheck off of this house. And in this situation, you're not renting it till October. You're not going to get paid till November, but you charged a $2,500 on-board fee. And for some godly reason, you chose to provide pictures, camera, and a lock for whatever reason, but you did. And so you think pictures are what, $800, maybe $1,000, depending on your market, maybe $600. I just got pictures back there were $600 and they're crap. And so now I have to have that conversation. I told you that. They're horrible. But anyway, so I got pictures. So pictures, let's say, are $800. Camera is $250 if you go with the ring flood. And the lock is 𝗙𝗲𝗏 code. I imagine that's what you're using.
Yeah.
It's another
100%.
$250, $275.
Yep.
So you got 5, 6, you got $1,200. So half of this is free money. So you got roughly $1,250 to $1,500.
Yeah.
Coming in. Okay. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. But you charged the $2,500. You got paid. You got the lock, camera, and pictures. What about when you went to either find this guy, talk to this guy? What struggles were you having, and what situation was he in?
Yeah, so he actually lives in another state, lives in Ohio. So he doesn't come up here like at all. They originally bought it. It was like, hey, it's a beautiful place. You know, we're going to get up there in the summer and the winter time, and they just don't have the time for that. You know what I mean? So they had relied on another management company to handle things for them, and it just slowly went downhill. You know, as the cleaning didn't get done, as the hot tubs were a big problem, that they weren't being serviced properly. You know what I mean? Tubs is a big deal. You got to make sure they're serviced properly. All these things that I'm learning, fixing the plane as I go. But he's in another state. He's not time for this stuff. You know what I mean? He absolutely needs a manager, and that's what we're here to do. So that was really the biggest thing. He would be able to text back, but I hardly talked to him. Yeah, like I said, he literally signed the contract and sent me the $2,500. Like, he's just kind of like, can you take care of this, please, man? I got stuff to do. Yes, I can. You know what I mean? So seeing, that can actually happen really quickly was also exciting to me. You know what I mean? Because it's wild that they all came together at once, but I really believe that it's because that was my belief changed. My confidence changed. You know what I mean? And my clarity on what I really wanted to do changed. So they all fell in line. And now, we've got a few more too that are coming on, which is awesome. But this is where we're at right now. I mean, it really, again, like this says, just make it really seamless for the owner. He sent an email, said, hey, I'm done with, I want to cancel this right now. And the last one that they had was October 11th. They didn't even have anything booked after that. So literally it was like, here we go. You know what I mean? This is a beautiful place. It should be booked. So those are the things that I've been learning. There's so much room for improvement. When people aren't a 5-star out there, man, they need our help. You know what I mean? Like, and that's I think that's something that I really learned a lot, and I've shifted my I want to close every deal as I'm a sales guy to I'm here to serve. And that I think that's something that I'm still learning, really, and but I'm learning it, and it's showing.
Oh, it's 100% showing. It's 100%. There's no question. So deals on the pipeline, and I'll explain why we wanted to include this picture here in just a second, because right now it doesn't make any sense until we explain it. Deals on the pipeline. So you got 2 deals working out, but you have 1 that's already signed. Right? Okay. So it's coming on board in October. So you got 2 more. So you'll technically have 5 listings. You'll have 5 properties under management. Yeah. Because number 2, y'all are just going back on schedule. Like, you just had a conversation with her, yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. And it was a good convo.
Because that was the one that I had said to you while we were talking, and we were in one of our meetings in the community, and I was like, this person isn't talking to me, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Man. And I actually want to be here because I thought I was going to have 4, and 4 days. You know what I mean? 5
Mhm.
days. Like I was supposed to. I went to go meet her. That's all these other ones that come in. But again, you know, it's not her timeline, man. She's booked up until end of October. When I went there, she said that she was going to cancel with them. Asked me for, can you send me like an email of what I could say to them? You know what I mean? Like whatever it takes to make it easier for them, for our owners, we just got to do it. You know, so I sent her an email on what I would say or what other people have said that worked. She did that, canceled. So as of 9/10, it's officially canceled, is what she had told me, and she wants to move forward with me. She said to give her a call back on Wednesday, and we should have everything set then.
Sweet. So one signed, 2 in the pipe, or the other one in the pipeline. We kind of touched on this already, but this one that we blacked out here was the same as Cranmore, right?
Yeah.
Like these two were the same. So we just blacked that one out because you're deleting that one off hospitable. So this is hospitable. Yeah. This is the back end for Sean, about what this is his PMS and showing that Cranmore is the mobile home that we were talking about that you changed, right? And so it is, you had no bookings, and then we changed a bunch of stuff, and you got this booking almost immediately, and then you got some other bookings right behind it because you got 3. You got 2 like within 12 hours, and then you had another one come in last night. So this is the first one coming in, but you just changed some stuff, some appearance. We talked about optimizing. You immediately got this booking. That's a pretty good booking, by the way. So Lakeside is the one that we looked at. That's your deal number 1. So it's been on and it's doing well. We need to figure out how to expand those bookings to more days. And I've got some ideas for you. But the amazing 15-plus guest compound, that's the one where it's not booking until October.
Correct.
Right? So this is why you get paid an onboard fee, because you're going to go all this time with nothing. There is no money to be made right now. It's just sitting here. But you're going to spend $60 a month still just holding this thing, $50 a month or whatever your PMS cost and all that, just holding this thing here. So we get paid up front. I'm not a big fan of like holding the onboard fee to take out of the booking money. You can as you grow. And if that's what you want to do, especially every situation is a little different, I'm not a big fan of it. I like to see you get paid quickly. Anything you want to add here? Maybe the deal's coming on or you're good.
Nope, I think that pretty much says it. I mean, we've got another one that's going to be, like I said, it's the end of October is when it's officially done with the other management company. So this is, that's coming on. That's what I'm talking to next Wednesday. What I am finding is that you've got to stay on people without texting them every day, calling them every day. You know what I mean? Just be there. And then it's just when they need you, when it, they've got the time, they answer the call. I mean, I probably have called all of these people except for Matt. That one was really very simple. That was the $2,500 onboarding fee. All the other ones were literally several calls with no answers back, not even a text, and then a week goes by and check with them again, and they're there. So this other lady, and then one that I spoke to yesterday, that one's definitely wants to be coming on as well. So it's great. If I would have stayed focused and been able to do this since I started, I'm sure that I would already have 10. But 10 is.
There we go. So we like to talk about proof is in the pudding, right? Like we had a conversation earlier about I want to see the results, not just talk about them. So what I wanted to do, and we took off some personal information on here, but these are the onboard fees that Sean said he took in. And they 100%. You see the dates within 3 days, the 20th, the 21st, the 20th, 4 days. Within 4 days,
4 days. Yep.
There was $4,500 collected. So this is no BS. This is absolutely real. All we did is just take off the email.
Yeah.
4 days. You took in $4,500. I think you texted me that too when it happened.
Oh yeah,
I think you texted me that. Yeah. But I wanted to show like this is 100% real. So we talk about, oh, he got these deals in 2 weeks and whatever. Show me the proof. We can talk a bunch of hoopla. Show me the proof. Here's the proof. August 20th, $1,000. August 21st, $1,000. August 23rd, $2,500. 100% true. Now, we talk about wins all the time, and Sean has had some really good wins. So here's what I would love to shout out about you. And we talked a little bit about this, and I tell you this, but if you get stuck, you always ask for help. There is no question. And I love it because people who aren't getting wins aren't asking for help. There's no question. There's absolutely no question to that. People who are not advancing, they're not engaging, they're not, like if they're not advancing and they're not moving the needle, it's because they're not engaging. They're not asking questions. They're not giving feedback. They're not helping other people. There's no doubt. You're very engaging in the group, and you can see, like, you got these two here. We went through a screenshot of this. We went through your listing, and then you got those bookings directly after, and you posted about it. You posted about the win, so everybody can see it. And this was, I love it. I love to see it. But also, I put a post out about building like referrals, like referral sheet. Hey, if you want your information on this thing, people can come to your area, whatever. You want to see it, you put your information out. So you and a handful of other people said, hey, look, I definitely want to be on this referral sheet. And so I just screenshot. So there's your cell phone number. I didn't block that out. So if you want to call Sean, you just go for it. But this is absolutely real. You're engaging. You get out there. You put yourself out there. There's absolutely no debate. And you're there for everybody else. And you all the time say yes, and then you figure it out later. Like the word no doesn't really come out of your mouth. So what I love is like you and I were on a phone or on a call, and you said, well, the homeowner asked me if I could do this. So I said, yeah, but like, really, I don't have a clue. Can you help me? Yeah. But I told him, yeah, I'd make it work. But then you come to the group and you're like, I don't know how to do this. Yeah. Like just living in humility and staying humble will always help you advance. Always. That's how you go. Like the key to growth is humility. Period. So I love this and wanted to show this. I appreciate you and I appreciate everything you're doing. So now this comes to an end for this. Now, if you have any question about PowerPath, you want to get in a community that's for short-term rentals, you want to get around people, you want to learn how to grow, you want to pick up your first deal, pick up your 100th deal, whatever have you, get in the group where we're very intimate. We have 3 calls a week. Get around people that are doing this. So this QR code, like you could book a call just to see if it's right for you, if this is what you want to do. Now, we have the 90-day challenge coming up. Now, if you're in PowerPath, it's free, totally free. But the 90-day challenge is really to help you move the needle. So anybody that's got, like Sean's going to do it. Everybody in PowerPath, I think, is doing it. But 100%. I'm doing it. Allie and I are doing it together. We're running it. So you get a call a week. We're going to do 1 live call a week, and it's going to be in the afternoon. So you can actually see us making phone calls. You can hear rejection. You can do all that. You also get all the other resources on how to grow. Facebook surfing, the direct to seller, the direct to owner stuff, all of that you're going to get. But this is really about 90 days to 100K in real estate and STR contracts. So you sign 10 deals in 90 days. It's $120,000 a year. Go get 10 deals. Absolutely go get 10 deals. So that's what that's for. If you want to join it, if you're not in PowerPath, you still want to do it, shoot me a message. Tag me in this. If you make a comment, you can put 90-day challenge on there. I can send you some more details about it and some more information. But that is hands down the quickest way you will move the needle, and that's why we're doing it. It's a 90-day challenge. You will move the needle. There is no question. So if you're thinking about getting into a community and you want to have a chat, book a call. If you just need some help with some listings, you're not getting any bookings, you have no idea what to do, hell, still book a call and just tell me what you want to do. And I'll still help you. It doesn't have to be a call about PowerPath. If you really need help, just book a call. So just let me know what you want to do. Without further ado, though, that is it for us. Sean, do you have anything you want to end with?
I have to end with something on this, man, because, you know, everything that I was doing too, it's been a little bit sporadic. I mean, once I did get involved more with Kyle and really plugged in, you know, those 3 deals came through. I mean, you know, when he had said, hey, I want you to, you know, get involved in this, and what are your goals? And, you know, I told me, what's your 1-year goal? Told him the 1-year goal. He's like, cool, let's do it in 12 weeks. I was like, what? Just a whole different awareness. And one thing that I've been learning, and that I love about Kyle and Allie together, I mean, as a power couple, they really are truly trying to help. You know what I mean? Like, when I say that getting in there, and when he says, you know, even if you don't want to be involved in PowerPath, you just got a question about something, be serious about that. Like, it literally does care and really does want to provide that service, which is pouring into me, which is pouring into so many other people. And check it out. Like, definitely, you know, the free Facebook group, if you're not in there, you got to get in there, man. Like, if you want to know anything about STRs, just the information that's in there is invaluable. You know, once you do plug into community and decide, hey, look, I want to be part of this, you can't make a better decision than getting involved in a community of people that are doing this, is supporting each other, encouraging each other. Jill, that has, you know, 70 properties, totally was encouraging me yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, just at where I'm at, she's totally encouraging me. She don't need to do that. She's got 70 properties. You know what I mean? But that's literally the caliber of people that's in here that want to be here. And it's really what Kyle and Allie have created. So I just want to say, man, plug in, use that QR code, you know, check it out, have a conversation with Kyle. You got my phone number. If you have any questions or anything, I'm here. And I just want to see you do it. You know, I mean, it's tough to do this on your own. Some people can, most people can't. And when you get yourself around a community of people that are doing it, sky's the limit.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, I appreciate that plug. I'll take that any day of the week.
This is true.
So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you, Sean. I appreciate all of you watching this. And if you guys need anything, just let me know. Throw it in the chat. DM me, call me, whatever. Doesn't matter. So I will see you guys later. If you need me, let me know. Adios.
Have a great day, guys.